if you were aware at the time, because it seemed like, and I appreciate Kyra. I like Kyra a lot. You know what I'm saying? But what we saw at the end, that right there, she definitely had a lot more emotional investment in Jason than she made it out to be. Now you're watching it back. Does that really promote to you someone who is open to two people having dating them? Because that didn't seem like she's open to both people. That seems like she caught up.
I've been in that situation before, so I can't really, you know what I'm saying, like judge her harshly for that. You know what I'm saying? She communicated what I felt like she needed to communicate to me as best she could, and I went into it understanding and knowing that like I wasn't the person that was the top choice or the top pick. I went into that understanding that, so that wasn't necessarily a surprise. Can I say, looking back at it and watching it, makes me like, oh, did it hit you differently? Sure, for sure, it hits you differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, but do I think that it could have been something that we could have got past? Absolutely. You know, you gotta continue to watch the show.
The show.
It's not over.
It's not over, but she was in deep with my brother. Okay, cool. I mean, obviously you complain.
Even though you, Kojo, you said like, yo, she was there with him, but not really there.
Yes,
like,
I did say that.
I always kind of felt that too. So I felt like, if I could just get past whatever like her apprehensions were with me, then it would be like a different ballgame. It would be
That's because a fight between you and Jason for Kyra, you would always win, isn't it?
I don't know if I will always win. Of course, I'm gonna feel like that.
9 times out of 10.
I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna win against any guy.
9 times out of 10. No. We're talking about specifically Jason. Listen. I'll give you my perspective. You can say yes or no. Nod your head. You and Jason, I already said it from the very beginning when both went up against Kyra. You know you had the advantage in that particular fight. This is why you didn't struggle. This is why I don't think you struggled that much. I think you already knew you had this in the bag.
Well, if it's definitely about like, yo, I've known Kyra for the amount of time that I know her, regardless of whether it's good or bad or not, like time heals everything, right? So even if you had a bad experience with somebody, it's only so long that you can hold on to it, and that you, in the familiarity of just you knowing each other, will always kind of overshadow somebody that you just met. And that's essentially what happened even with Alexis, right? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I said. It's like, yo, it's somebody that I know, that I understand exactly what it is I'm getting, versus somebody new that's interesting, but definitely has things that I have reservations about, which was, you know, the way like she was trying to compare me to Ron and do the whole thing with Ron. And then just, you know, me feeling like I would always be in the space of where what I said yesterday I would have to repeat. Like, dang, we had an understanding about this yesterday, but now it's somehow a problem again. Did you not get what I said yesterday? Because you said you did, but now we're having this same conversation. Like, why? And, you know.
Do you think? Okay, let's move on to one of my last few questions now. Did you think that you and Kyra both had the same issue here? Both of you had walls up. None of you were trying to let that down, because from what we can see from both of you acting, both of you did have emotional walls up, and both of you in your own particular way. Kyra not choosing, yourself being very cool and collected about not choosing either. Both had the same type of game.
No,
I didn't choose.
So
you kind of chose at the end, but you know what I mean. Like you had to choose at the point.
So the thing about it is right. Who really chose? Who? Alexis didn't choose me, did she?
Mm-hmm. I mean,
no.
Well,
her, her situation with Ron blew up. Now, the granted, how it blew up or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that's irrelevant. But her situation with Ron blew up, and that's who it had been that she's been choosing. And based on what it is that you saw, you could look at it and say that Kyra situation with Jason, you know what I'm saying, kind of blew up or was rocky or in the space. But I didn't never look at any of that. I just went after, you know, what it is I want, and was trying to connect with who I saw myself being drawn to with the people that were there. Because obviously it was other connections that I had that, you know, I would have liked to explore further than what I got the chance to do. Because again, this just was extremely fast. This was way faster than what I would move in real life. You know, so that's the biggest thing.
Okay. Final question.
So I got, yeah,
go for it.
No, I was about to say, so I got Kyra. I didn't really, you know, put a whole lot of pressure on her, but when the rubber met the road, it was just like, yo, look, you got to know, you know what I'm saying, what necessarily going on. And I spent most of, like, after the production wrapped up, like, me and Kyra had, like, you know, a really dope talk, and we spent, like, a lot of the night, you know what I'm saying, talking and stuff. And so I thought that for me, that was like the last thing for me to really kind of, you know what I'm saying, had pushed through and be in the space of where it's like, okay, she can choose me, you know what I'm saying? And it just kind of wasn't the case. And so I was forced to choose her.